American tune is going to look very specific on the tab, and in fact we do have some flexibility about how to play this tune. If you watch Paul Simon playing it live, you'll see some very, very small variations in the right hand that he does each time. Very little in the left hand that's varied. We're going to start with the introduction because that gives us our basic picking pattern, the basic feel for picking this song. Grab a normal C chord, and as we cover bars 1 and 2, we're going to start with a spread C chord, 5, 3, 2 and 1. If you can spread it, that's great, just separating those notes slightly. Then on the second beat, we'll play with these 3 fingers together, strings 3, 2 and 1. If you can't get these 3 to act as a unit, then use these 2 and play the top 2 strings. More about that later. That's beat 2. On the and of 2, the thumb plays the root note again, the 5th string. And then we continue in that way, 3 and 4 and. I call this the piano accompaniment because it sort of replicates the way that pianists play a lot of accompaniments to ballads, with the thumb being the pianist's left hand. So we're going 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and we'll continue that through bar 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and many is the. Now the verse itself starts, and this is where the tab, as I say, looks very precise, but you don't want to worry about it too much. The key thing is to grab the correct chord shape, which I'll show you as we go through, of course, and then play the root note of the chord, either with strings 1 and 2 together. I've got it on an F chord right now for the first chord of the verse, or strings 3 and 2 together. Paul Simon tends to vary whether he gets 3 and 2 or 1 and 2. And you can too, but if you prefer to stick to one or the other, then simply pick one pair and stick to it throughout the whole song. Now what Paul Simon does is he alternates that pick with the thumb playing another note, in this case the 3rd string. So pinch and. However, you'll get a perfectly good. He tends to just hint at those notes. They're not really important parts of the accompaniment, so you'll get a very effective accompaniment to American tune, even if you ignore the second note that you see after every pinched group of notes. Does that make sense? In other words, with the F chord, play 4, 2 and 1, and then the thumb plays the 3rd string, but if you want to, just ignore that. However, most of you, I'm sure, will want to have a go at how Paul Simon plays it, and he is doing that with the thumb. So that's our F chord, 4, 2 and 1. Thumb plays the 3rd string. Now we grab a C chord. A lot of chord changes in this song. 5, 2 and 1. 3rd string. G chord. You only need the 6th string 3rd fret. 6, 3 and 2, followed by the 4th string with the thumb. Again, here's where the flexibility comes in. If you want to continue to play 2 and 1, then do it by all means, although of course you'll have to fret the 1st string at the 3rd fret if you do that. And then a C chord again, 5, 2 and 1, followed by the 3rd string. That's bar 3 of your tab. Times I've been near. Now at bar 4 we go to a G chord and hold it for 2 beats. 6, 3 and 2, followed by the thumb on the 4th string, and then repeat that. Oh, no, let me come back on that. Of course the bass note only happens the first time, then the 4th string, then 3 and 2, and the 4th string again. And on Ken, grab yourself a normal E chord, play 6 and 3, then the bass note of the 4th string. You've got a sudden move now of the chord shape, and if it's difficult for you to fit in that 4th string note there on the and of 3, just ignore it. Because we're now going to come up to the 4th fret at the 6th string and the 3rd string. Pinch those 2. That's beat 4. So that whole bar is going stay, Ken, and no thumb note after that last chord. Now A minor, but Paul Simon plays it this way. He brings this shape that we've already got up 1 more fret. He adds in the little finger on the 2nd string 5th fret, and he plays just 5, 3 and 2, and alternate it either with the 5th string open, as the tab suggests, or just keep hitting the 6th string. It's the same note, in fact. 1 and 2 and, out of that chord. Many. On the word times, we'll go to this E7 chord. 2nd string, 3rd fret, 3rd string, 4th fret. Play 6, 3 and 2, and do it twice. Times, con. So I'm going 6, 3 and 2, 6th string again, 3 and 2, 6th string again. That bar then is many times con. And on fused we go to a normal A minor chord. We're going to play 5, 3, 2 and 1 if you can, alternating with the 4th string. Fused. Alternating with the 4th string, so 1 and 2 and 3 and, on 4 and, play a C chord, 5, 3, 2 and 1, and the 4th string. Yes and of. Now the next bar, which is bar 7 of your tab, is exactly the same as bar 3, the beginning of the verse. Often felt for. Now we get a typical little Paul Simon move. That's all over his music, in Simon and Garfunkel as well as solo. He's starting from a G position, play the 6th string and the open 2nd string. It's a move that takes you from G to C, and it's a very nice way to do it. 6th string and 2nd string open. Now put the index finger on the 2nd string 1st fret and play the open 5th string with the 2nd string. Middle finger to the 5th string 2nd fret, little finger to the 2nd string 3rd fret, play 5 and 2. Then play, just to fill out the beats in the bar, the open 3rd string. So 1 and 2 and now we arrive at the C chord where that run has been headed. Play 5, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string. E7 over B is a normal E7 chord, you're familiar with that? It's an E chord without the ring finger. But see if you can bring the bass note instead of the 6th string as it would normally be, from the 5th string, 5, 3, 2 and 1, and the open 4th string. So that whole bar is, we were at for say, can, and. Now at bar 9, normal A minor again, play it the same way we did in bar 6, 3 beats. Two beats, I'm sorry, 1 and 2 and. Now the chord of E, the tab says E7, it doesn't matter actually whether you play E or E7, I tend to hold a normal E chord. 6, 3, 2 and 1, and then the thumb will play the 4th string. 3, 2 and 1 again, and then the 6th string with the thumb, although if you play the 4th string again with the thumb it won't matter at all. So that's bar 9, certainly miss. Normal A minor chord, 5, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string, 3, 2 and 1 again, 5th string. Important to get the 5th string there because it's an open string. We have a moment to get to a slightly tricky chord next, which is the chord of C9. So that's certainly misused. Now this wonderful chord C9, it's the 4th string 2nd fret, the 5th string 3rd fret, the 3rd string 3rd fret, and the 2nd string 3rd fret. Play 5, 3 and 2. So you'll notice at the moment you don't need this finger, but you're going to need it in a moment. 5, 3 and 2, 4th string, there you are, 3 and 2, and 4th string again. I'm just going to say something a little bit cheeky in passing here because, I always like to check out what other people are teaching for these songs because I like to believe that these are the ones I'm doing, these are the most accurate ones you're going to find. And beware of lessons that teach this chord as a C7. This chord is absolutely a C9 and it isn't going to sound quite right unless you play this as a C9. Okay, so that bar is going certainly misused. So you see how useful hitting that open 5th string just gives you a moment to make the C9 chord while the open string is ringing. Now we want an F chord. A couple of ways to play this. Paul Simon plays a bar, and so do I. 6, 3 and 2, followed by the 4th string, and then 3 and 2, followed by the 4th string. If you're happy with hooking the thumb over at the 6th string 1st fret and playing an F chord out of this shape, then do it. That's fine too. And if none of those work for you, then you're going to play 4, 3 and 2 out of a normal F chord shape, followed by 4 again. That's not quite as good, but it's okay, it's absolutely fine. Anyway, I'm going to hold the bar chord down. 6, 3 and 2, 4, 3 and 2, 4. I'm all right. We're going to go to a G chord, 6, 3 and 2, alternating with the 4th string. All right. I'm F, just like we played it a moment ago. All right is going to be a C chord, 5, 3 and 2, alternating with the 4th string. Right. I'm just... Now the next bar, bar 13 of the tab, the first 3 chords are exactly the same as bar 3, the first chord of the verse. Weary, 2, but instead of going back to C, it's going to G sharp diminished 7, which is 3rd string 1st fret, 1st string 1st fret, play 4, 3, 2 and 1, and if you can, give it a little spread, because there's going to be no bass note after that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Weary to my... On bones, we'll go to a normal A minor chord, hold it for 2 beats. Bones. We're playing this the same way we played A minor in, for example, bar 6. But now it goes to A7, which is a great little move. Keep the middle finger where it is. Have the index finger comes away and the ring finger comes to 2nd string, 2nd fret. And we play the same pattern we just played. 5, 3, 2 and 1, 4, 3, 2 and 1, 4. Let's put those 2 bars together. Weary to my bones. That's a wonderful little move, and it leads us to this D7 chord that's coming next, where we're going to play 4, 3, 2 and 1, 4 again, 3, 2 and 1, 4. Still you. And now we get the same climb up from G to C that we had before. Don't expect to be. Exactly the same as we did it before. And on the word bright, we land on the C chord. 5, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string, 6, 3 and 2, G chord, 4th string, and then 2 beats of the D chord. 4, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string. Let's come from the D7. Still, you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant. Goes to G, 6, 3 and 2. It's the 2nd page of your tab, bar 17. 6, 3 and 2, 4th string, C chord, 5, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string. That's a little 2-beat bar. Bright and bon vivant. So, now, F to C to G, just like we played it in bar 3. Far away, but stay on G this time. 3 and 2 again, and the 4th string. From. Far away from. Now our E climbing up phrase again. E major chord, 6 and 3, 4th string. Come up to the, the pair of notes at the 4th fret that we played way back in bar 4. Play 6 and 3. And then come up one more fret. This time you don't need the little finger. Just the 6th and 3rd strings at the 5th fret. Play those 2. Now add to that, there's a couple of ways of doing this next thing. You can either add the little finger at the 6th fret of the 2nd string. We're going to play 4, 3 and 2. Or, if that feels weird to you, simply just make a D chord up at the 5th fret. and play 4, 3 and 2. If you do it that way, you can also, if you want to, play 4, 3, 2 and 1. This is the kind of thing that Paul Simon will sometimes do. You know, sometimes he'll play 4, 3 and 2, as written on your tab. Sometimes he'll add that first string, which is part of the chord. So there we've gone on from the previous bar. Far away from home. So, yeah, 1 and 2, 3, 4. There I'm playing it both ways, whichever way you like. Now, we want a C chord, but this is going to be a different C chord, and this is exactly what Paul Simon is doing. Bar at the 3rd fret, and have these two fingers play strings 3 and 2 at the 5th fret. This finger's doing nothing. We're playing 5, 2 and 1. Thumb's going to alternate with the 3rd string, 2 and 1 again, 3rd string. The guitar is actually replicating the melody in this bar. Now G13, this is a wonderful piece of guitar accompaniment. This finger comes away, ring finger, and the middle finger goes to the 3rd string, 4th fret, and we play 6, 3 and 2. Thumb plays the 4th string, little finger comes away and we play 3 and 2. So a tricky bar, but a wonderful one. Far away from. And that, I can promise you, is exactly what Paul Simon is doing here. Now we've got a normal C chord, and we're going to hold it almost exactly like we did the introduction. Home. Until we get to the 3rd beat of the 2nd bar, bar 22, when we'll do this. And I don't know, he does a little run up the C chord. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I don't know, it's almost mirroring the words exactly. If you want the count, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and I don't know, now we're back all the way around to bar 3 again as we repeat the verse for I don't know a soul who's not been battered, and we will play verse 2 exactly the way we played verse 1, exactly the same. When we reach again verse 21 and 22, we're going to go into the bridge, which you can see at bar 23. So your little run-up now goes over the words, and I dreamed I was, and on dying we're going to play this. That's bar 23. It's a C chord, 5, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string, 3rd string, 5, 3, 2 and 1 again, a little pause, which I'll give you the timing for in a moment, and then 4th string, 3rd string. And then we're going to take the middle finger off the 4th string, play the open 4th, hammered onto the 2nd fret. 3rd string, 2nd string. All of that out of a C chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a. You got the rhythm of that? Now, staying on a C chord for bar 24, 5th string, 3rd string, 2 and 1 together, 3rd string again, and then the reverse of our climbing phrase. Do you remember when we went from G to C? We're going to do the opposite of that. We're going to climb back down from C to G. Out of a C chord, 5 and 1, 5th string, 2nd fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 5 and 2, open 5th string, 2nd string, 1st fret, 5 and 2, open 2nd string, or if you like, play 2 and 3 together. That's resolved at the beginning of bar 25 with the G chord you can see there, 6th string, 3rd fret. Let me give you that one. I dream that my soul. Once you get to bar 25, it's easy. 6, 4, 3 and 2 together, and alternate 4, 3 and 2, 4, 3 and 2, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Coming from the previous bar. I dreamed that my soul rose, onyx, A minor chord, 5, 3, 2 and 1, and alternated either with the 4th or the 5th string. He will vary which of those he does. The tab says the 5th string. So 5, 3, 2 and 1, 5, 3, 2 and 1, 5, 3, 2 and 1. No, after that last 5, we're going to go to a new chord. 1 and 2 and. On beat 3, D sharp, diminished 7. It's the 4th and 2nd strings at the 1st fret, the 3rd and 1st strings at the 2nd fret. 4, 3, 2 and 1, and we'll alternate with the 4th string. 3, 2 and 1 again, 4th string. Unexpectedly, and looking back. Now the little 5-beat bar that comes next, we want a G7 chord first of all. G7, yeah, well maybe with this finger too, we don't need that finger, but sometimes habit makes you put it down. 6, 4, 2 and 1 together, 4, 1 and 2 and. Now an F chord. We're going to play a descending run out of F that sounds like this. Paul Simon loves these kind of little runs. Out of an F chord, 4th string, 3, 2 and 1 together. Now everything can come away. You want the 4th string 2nd fret and the 3rd string open. 4th string open, and then 5th string at the 3rd fret, that'll now be a C chord. And then the 3rd string out of a C chord. That whole bar, which counts 5 beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and it's going, it's come from the previous bar. Unexpectedly, looking back down at me, smiled reassuring, and on Lee we play this. It's out of a G chord, but you only need 6th string 3rd fret. 6th string, 4th string open, 6th string. Now begin to alternate 3rd and 4th strings. 3rd string open, 4th string 2nd fret, your ring finger, 3rd string open, little finger comes onto the 4th string 3rd fret, 3rd string open, both these two fingers come off 4th string open, 3rd string open again. 1 and 2, E and 3 and 4 and. And at the end of that you're singing "And I dreamed I was," before we go to flying, C chord. That's exactly the same as the first bar of the bridge, bar 23. Dreamed I was flying. And similarly, bar 30 is the same as bar 24. And high up above. Same bar again now, bar 31 is bar 25. My eyes could. You see how this is still repeating? The A minor, D sharp diminished 7 bar is the same as bar 26. Could clearly see the statue of, all repeating, liberty, sailing away to sea. And I dreamed I was, and then flying is the same again as the first bar of the bridge. Flying. Now that final bar of the bridge, bar 36, you can almost play whatever you like out of a C chord that adds up to 1 bar, because we're just fleshing out the bar in order to get back to the verse again. What's written on the tab, and it's a good example of what Paul Simon will often play, 5, 3, 2 and 1 together, 3, 5, 3, 2 and 1 all together, alternating with the 4th string, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and of course you're singing over that. We come on the. Now to we're into verse 3, and of course you won't be surprised to hear that verse 3 is almost exactly the same as verses 1 and 2. There are a couple of small differences if you want to get all the nuances of what Paul Simon does. The first is that the A minor chord at bar 6, which previously we played like that, now he plays 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So A minor, 5, 3, 2 and 1, and then 4, 3 and 2 and 1, 4, 3, 2 and 1, and 2 and. Nothing on 3, and then go to a C chord, 4th string, 5, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string again, which is the way it's written on the tab, those final 3 beats. Let's put that little passage into context. So coming from the beginning of that verse, we come on a ship they call the Mayflower. We come on a ship that sailed the moon. We come in the... You're probably recognizing that from the track. Everything else is exactly the same with one final exception. At bar 12, so at bar 11 we went F to G as normal. All right. Now in this verse he sings it's all right, and he tracks that descending melody with a descending line in the guitar part. All right, it's all right. Now this is the same as our descending line in the bridge out of the F chord. Do you remember where that came in the 5-4 bar? Playing 5, 3, 2 and 1, or 5 and 3, 5, 3 and 2, doesn't matter. 4th string 2nd fret with open 3rd string, open 4th string, and then into a C chord 5th string. And you can finish that bar out with something like 3rd string, 2nd and 1st, 3rd. It's all right, it's all right. You can. Instead of just hitting the C chord 5th string, in fact I grabbed the whole chord there. All right, it's all right, it's all right. You can. After that it's all exactly the same. All the way through to the very end until, look, you see the outro on page 3 of your tab, bar 37, when he's going, that's all, I'm trying to get some rest. Let's pick it up from there so that we can cover the outro. Trying to get some rest will be the same. Especially if I play it in the right place. Trying to get some rest. Now, at this point, we need to cover the last 5 bars, which are the wonderful outro of this. As if it hadn't been wonderful enough already, there's a superb guitar part in the outro. 5, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string, 3, 2 and 1, 4th string. So far so normal. To get some rest. Now here's what we're going to do. Another climbing up. Paul Simon loves these. That's the 4th and 2nd strings at the 3rd fret. It's the 3rd and 1st strings open, 1st string 1st fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, and then a whole C chord. 3 and 4 and. By the way, just to show, I told you that Paul Simon uses these little runs all over his music. That is also time it was and what a time it was. So these little motifs reoccur all over his stuff. Okay, now that big C chord is going to ring across the first beat of bar 39, and then we want to do this. Still holding the C chord, little finger to the 2nd string 3rd fret, play 4 and 2. That sounds weird, but trust me, I'll put it back in context at the moment. Take the little finger off, play 4 and 2, open 3rd string, a G chord that really should be called a G6, 6th string and the top 3 strings all open. Little finger to the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and the 6th string again. Let me put that in context from the previous bar. Rest, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 40, F chord, play 4, 3 and 2. Now keep the index finger where it is, have the middle finger come to the 4th string 2nd fret, play 4, 3 and 2. Open 4th string, C chord, play 5, 3 and 2. 4th string. Now little finger to the 4th string 3rd fret without the rest of the chord moving, play 4, 3 and 2. And take that little finger off and play 4, 3 and 2. Let's put that in context. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and... Final 2 bars. A G chord, play 6, 4 and 3, 4th string again. Little finger to normal position on the G chord, 1st string 3rd fret, 6, 3, 2 and 1. Spread it if you can. And all you're going to do now is fold into a C chord, 5, 3, 2 and 1. Spread that chord to finish the song. Let's put that whole outro back together. That's all I'm trying to get some rest. And if playing that isn't the most fun you've ever had on the guitar, well then I don't know what will be. I think that's so beautiful. And what a wonderful way to end such a beautiful song. American tune.